Hello, my name is Gwen, and welcome to your practice. Today we'll enjoy 30 minutes together. We're going to start with a seated meditation. So I invite you to use a chair if coming down to the floor in a seated meditation feels like it's too much for your body. But if you'd like to explore it, there's various ways to coming into the seated meditation. One is to use the wall. It's a beautiful thing to lean into. So you can bring a couple of blankets to the wall and you can sit on top of these blankets and then lean your back into the wall and play. Lean the spinal column forward and back and find a place where you know that the wall is there, but you're not quite leaning all of your weight into it. Or you can bring a block with a blanket on top, bring your seat, your sit bones to the edge, and then lean back. So wherever it feels comfortable. Your bolster, you can sit on your bolster. I'll use the block today. I'm going to place it right there and then place a blanket right on top. I'll go ahead and sit my sit bones right on top so it feels rather high. So for you, if you need a little bit more height, it will feel like you're way up there, but once the legs, your foundation, your stability come down and ground, you'll feel a little bit more sturdy, a little bit more rooted and connected to the floor. So feel the knees come outward. The heels can line up, or you can take the heels underneath the knees in a little tighter shoelace. So tighten it up for some bodies. And then once you find where you'd like to sit, bring the spinal column forward, close the eyes, and notice the sit bones rock as you come back. Find that center place. A plumb line, where you feel a little bit more weight coming down into the sit bones. Feel all the way up into the belly, the heart center, all the way up through the palate, through the crown, maybe a little lean to one side and to the other. We are going to come into alternate nostril breathing today. So Seated Nadi Shodhana, and we joke around with that in our family, so I come into a lot of different phrases for Nadi Shodhana breathing. So now I have to say it properly. So go ahead and take your peace fingers. Place that right on top of the forehead. So maybe where the hairline meets or just below. Take the thumb into the right nostril. And then the ring finger into the other. The baby finger can come in for the ride. Play. Playfully come into one side, press, so that you're not dragging the nose, the side of the nose down. Just a light little press inward. And then once you have that, go ahead and just rest that right hand. And we're going to take 2 cleansing breaths before we start. So go ahead and take that next inhale all the way in and up. A light little pause filled with breath here. And a natural sigh out. And again, inhale all the way in and up. A light little pause filled. Go ahead and place the peace fingers. Press into that right side and inhale up that left side all the way in and up. A light little pause. Press. Exhale out the other. Inhale up that right side all the way up. A light little pause. Press. Exhale out the other. Feel into this U shape. Inhale up that left. A light little pause. Press. Exhale out the other. Inhale that same side. A little pause. Exhale out the other. Feel into this U shape now. Inhaling up. A little pause. And then exhale. Let this feel easy now. Inhale up that right side. You might be on a different side. That's okay. And then exhale. Inhale full and deep. A light little hold naturally. And then exhale. Inhale all the way to the top. A little pause. And then exhale. Just a handful more. Feel into that same side as you breathe deeply. A little pause. Press. And then exhale out the other. If this is your first time and it's a little confusing, congratulations. There's only one first time. Press and exhale out the other. Enjoy where you are. Breathe deeply up that same side. Hold, press, and out the other. Two more just like this. Inhale, pause, and then exhale. Last one. Inhale up that same side. All the way up. Hold. Exhale out that right. Inhale out the right. All the way up, 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 up. Fill up. Hold. And then exhale out the left. Once that breath gently travels all the way out the left, bring the hand to the lap, either knuckles heavy or nut palms down, whatever feels delicious. Eyes are closed, and sense and feel this interweaving from one side to the other. Notice if there's any colors. This is a beautiful breath to come into that happy place, this sense of calm, harmony, a sense of balance. As we weave, that breath weaves from the right side to the left side, bringing that balance. Notice all the sensations of the subtle body. And what is that like in your body? Is it easy to connect to that inner grin, our inner Mona Lisa smile here? This calm, this harmony, this balance. We all carry a little moon around with us. Sometimes that quiet, that introspective side where we isolate and we're quiet, creative. And then sometimes we're carrying around a lot of sun, a lot of activity, energy, a lot of talking, a lot of communicating, heat, whatever that is for you. So feel into the balance. And just a few more breaths, absorbing all your hard work as you observe the effects. And one more breath just like that. And then from here we're going to come into a seated pose called zip line. So let yourself come with the legs, so come right off of your perch and come with the legs nice and long and just a little paddle of the feet. And if the legs were wet clay, just smooth it all out. A little bit of movement, maybe a little drum roll of the back of the legs, just to get that circulation going. And you'll take your time in this one. So if you would like to lean into the wall, please do. And if you'd like to have a prop beside you, please do, to lean into. And so we'll go ahead and we'll bring the legs over to the right. That front leg, that left foot, can rest into the back thigh. And some of you will really be leaning over to the left. So feel your way into this a little bit at a time. You might even like some height underneath the seat for this one. So this is deer pose in yin or pinwheel. And so this one for us is zip line. And it's all about that exploration of the joints, the hips, the knee, the ankle. So we'll start with this front knee. So with the hands, you can bring it into your prop, or you can make fists and bring it right behind you, or palms down, and you can lean into it. Whatever it feels good, and you can shift. So go ahead and explore. Is it easy to bring that front left knee up and down? Just notice. And then pause. So leave your left hand down into the prop or fist, and then feel the stability of the sit bones down. Bring the other hand into it like a weight. So go ahead and lift that inner knee into the hand. The hand offers a little resistance. And now press down and let the leg offer a little resistance. And then you'll relax and soften. Once you have the gist of it, close your eyes. So 2 more times. Let the leg come into the hand. Feel that resistance. And then hand into the inner knee. Notice how you feel. Breathe deeply. Relax and soften in between. And possibly one more. It can come up to a different height. Notice if there's any bouncing, any jumping, any grinding, any bumpiness. Breathe into that. And then relax and soften. Bring the left hand on the other side of it, and like you're pressing into cement, press down into the hand, press up through that hand with no movement. It's a neutralizer, a lock-in, and then relax. Now the other knee. Let it come up and down, playfully. So I encourage you to feel the playfulness of this. So with the left hand down, bring the right hand into that side. It doesn't matter what side you've chosen, what hand. Just one hand down for stability. And then once you have the gist of this, close the eyes. Feel the hand pressing down and the leg offering resistance. Once it comes down to the floor, soften, soften, soften. And then again, the hand like a weight, leg coming up. Press down, down, down. Once it finds the security and the support of the floor, relax and soften, soften, soften. And then one more just like that. 1, 2, 3 times, perfect. And then relax. Notice how well you can relax in this shape. It might be quite challenging. We'll come into our wee little ankle, our right side. So bring about 2 pounds between your peace fingers on the heel by the ankle. Root into the big toe edge. Lift. Press down through the fingers. Not too heavy. And then soften. Then close the eyes. A little lift. As you lower, resist. And then one more time. Feel the weight of the 2 fingers as the heel comes up. And then as you soften, soften down, relax. We'll come into the lock-in of the bottom knee, that right knee. Press into the hand, hand presses back. Relax. Come into the lock-in of the heel, press down, pull up, relax. And now help that back knee like it's made out of china, come forward. Then offer it a little help down, and like it's made out of red clay, nice and easy, this beautiful red, wet clay, smooth it out. So the bottom chakra, our base, is that beautiful ruby red color, this earthiness. So feel into this beautiful red clay, this weight of the legs. Bring the legs out like a V. Feel the seat. Bring the hands forward just a wee bit, or the fingertips, so that you can balance easily and close the eyes. Give the toes a little wriggle, your antennae. Notice that sensation, and then relax. With the eyes closed, feel into the length of the legs to the knees. From one side to the other. From the knees to the hips. From one side to the other. The sit bones all the way up the torso to the shoulders, to the center of the brain where you think that may be. Take a deep breath wherever you find yourself. Flutter open the eyes, and let's come on over to the other side. If you would like to have your prop over there, please do. Come in where the front foot rests on that back thigh. Feel into that front knee, lift and lower. Notice the mobility, your range of motion in this moment. This is forever changing. I do this one a lot. It's my one when I want to meditate and it really helps to unlock the side of the hips for a deep seated meditation. So go ahead and press into the hand. Let the knee come up and then lower. If it feels better to switch, then you can switch hands and use one hand as an anchor down. So whatever feels better, make it your own. One hand on the inner knee as a weight. As the knee comes up, as you lower, the leg offers resistance, the hand pressing. A brief little relaxation, and then one more. Notice the smoothness of this deliberate movement. Whichever hand feels good, bring it underneath, press into the hand pulls back, and then you relax that effort. And then notice the back knee. Is it different than the other side? Does it feel different? And then go ahead and bring a little weight into it. Notice what that's like for you. I'm going to bring one hand into my prop to represent that. Knee comes up, and maybe only a 1% press down. Hardly anything at all. Maybe you bring a little more of a weight through the hand up, and you don't go as far. And then you press into that leg as you come down. Notice the muscles required for this action. A little brief relaxation, and then one more. You can bring the hand right underneath that knee, press into the hand, pull up, and then peace fingers on that back heel. Root into the baby or big toe edge. Lift the heel. And only the heel. And then downward. This is one where I usually notice if I have some muscle amnesia. So that sensory motor amnesia. Sometimes it feels like rocket science just to move that wee little ankle. If you've been feeling any dull ache, this is a great one to release it. So how about one more? Feel the weight of the heel coming up. Press Let the heel come down. Then go ahead and hang on to that other side of the heel. Press into the hand presses back, and then soften. Here's where we'll come all the way down to the mat. So go ahead and come all the way down and explore. Knees are bent, heel toe them a little wider so that the heels are out, toes are inward, inner knees knock. The hands can rest on the belly maybe or off to your side. A little rock of the back of the skull. Feel the shoulders settle in, the hips, the legs. Come into your stillness. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And one more just like that. Feel the quality of your body. Notice the effects of zip line, the targeted areas of the hips, the knees, and our wee little ankles. Notice that conversation in sensation, in those subtle sensations. And then from here, we're going to come into supine pigeon twist. So if you have your bolster, go ahead and bring it off to your side. If you don't, and you're like me and you have a blanket, give it a little roll and then bring it over to your side. So I'm going to have it over on my left side. Knees come away. Press evenly into your left foot and let your right one come all the way up into the belly. Interlace behind the knee and hug it into that right side. Then go ahead and place the side of the ankle on top of the left knee thereabouts, on the top of the thigh. Twirl the foot around so that we're not resting the foot, so the sole of the foot is not facing us, it's facing out. So if you came into a flexed foot where the heel was coming out, toes to the knee, you could feel that. That's proper alignment there. And just notice that. Then come over to the baby toe edge of that left foot. Notice the rocking of the back of the pelvis. And then the big toe edge of the foot that is on the mat. A little rock, one way, and then the other. So notice how you feel. This one's targeted area, the side of the tush, the outer hips, the lower back. It might be different for everybody, so notice what it is for you. And you can really come into that playfulness of rock and roll on one side of the pelvis and then the other. When you're ready, let the foot come down, the outer edge come into that rolled blanket, and the foot might even come just into whatever you have over to that left side. If it's a block, let it. If it's a blanket or the floor, let it. You'll notice the targeted area once you're in the twist. So you can give a light little press through the palm into that inner knee, inner thigh, and just feel what that's like. A little press. And then allow it to relax and soften. Arms can come outward. Nose in the direction of the toes or ceiling. or all the way over to the opposite might be delicious. Relax through the jaw. For some of you, it might be really nice to bring them up into a cactus or a diamond shape. As you relax and soften here, notice how you feel. The eyes are closed. As the body softens and loosens its grip, notice where you relax a little bit more. And then 2 more breaths, just like that. And if you haven't set your intention, go ahead and set your intention now. Maybe for that neutral energy to revitalize and clarify the whole being. From inside out, offering this beautiful reservoir of healing. And 1 more breath, just like that. And the arms can come down when you're ready. Let the legs come up. Leave the right leg where it is and let the left one come off of the floor. You can thread the hands through. If you can interlace behind the knee, please do. And go ahead and bring it in for a hug and point and flex the other foot briefly. A little spin around and then the other way. And then here, if you're on the wall, that foot can rest on the wall. It can come up and rest on the wall. But for today, we'll let it come down to the floor. The other one can come in for a brief hug, a little point and flex, a little spin. And then the other direction. And then let's switch. Press into the right foot. Let the left one come up. And then feel the foot on the floor to the big toe edge, to the baby toe edge. Take your blanket, your rolled up blanket or your bolster and bring it over to your right side. Those of us that need a little more height, you might want to bring it, once you come down, a little closer into the body as a wedge. Take your time. Give yourself permission to stay here longer, or gently come over that baby toe edge and let the foot come closer to the floor. It never has to touch. Give a little press into the inner edge of that left leg, all the way up to the knee. Just a light little press. And then allow it to relax, arms outward. They can come upward. Might feel delicious in the rib cage to have a little bit more of a tug, this gentle traction. Nose can point to the direction of the toes, the ceiling, or way over to the opposite side. Relax through the jaw. As that deep relaxation starts to seep in, feel the shoulders sink down, pouring down that relaxation response into the hips in this very powerful twist. All the way down through the legs. Notice how you feel. And one more breath just like that. On your next natural breath, let the arms come down, the legs come up. Once the legs are up, go ahead and carry the whole works all the way towards the belly. Reach the arms through, so you'll thread one arm through the legs, the other one on the outside. You can interlace just to hold, or you can give it a little hug inward. A little point and flex of that right foot. A little spin. And then the other direction. This is where that foot can come into the wall. If that's you, it can come up the wall, or it might be on a chair. So there's so many different variations. Then you can go ahead and gather up that left leg, give it the descending colon a little hug, a little flutter of the toes, a little spin. And then come into your Shavasana. Use a blanket as a blanket on the lower belly, the thighs. Feel the weight. You can bring the bolster underneath the knees. And come into your deep relaxation now, final resting pose, Shavasana. The eyes are closed. Your doing is done. Notice how you feel after your breath work, some movement in the body. What are the effects in your body today? Give yourself a little pat on the back for showing up and giving yourself this gift of presence. This true identity, this Sat Nam. Thank you for your practice. Sat Nam.